For this video, I'm going to be going over Elixir Web Marketing's process for optimizing client websites for search engine optimization. Search engine optimization, or SEO for short, is simply the process of improving your site in ways that will boost its visibility in search results for relevant products and services related to your business. For example, if you're a roofing contractor and someone is searching for roofing contractors in your city, the goal is to have your website show up first in the results so that they're more likely to do business with you. This is a powerful marketing practice crucial to any business in today's age and will have lasting permanent effects on your company's visibility on the web. With that said, let's jump into the fundamental steps that we take to optimize our client sites. Before I get into the finer details, we have to begin with the foundation of your website. Now, this pertains more to your website's development and maintenance. We don't offer this in our SEO package, but we're still going to mention this because it's of the utmost importance. So for starters, you have to ensure your website is up to date in terms of plugins, themes, WordPress versions, or any other updates. This is because these updates provide security, performance, and functionality, which is vital for a site's health. If users on your site don't have a pleasant and easy experience, then it doesn't matter how much traffic you get, they're going to quickly click off and move on to the next site. This statistic is a key factor that search engines look at when ranking your site, so you must ensure user experience is fleshed out before moving on with anything else. Once the user experience is dialed in, you're ready to prepare your site for search engine traffic. First, we'll make sure that search engine web crawling bots are permitted to scan your pages and understand them easily. These bots that crawl your site are going to be how search engines such as Google are aware of your site, how they rank it, and then deliver it to users searching for it or relevant topics related to it. To begin, we'll go into the reading settings in your WordPress admin menu and ensure the option to discourage search engine from indexing this site is unchecked. Following that, we want to make sure your web page URLs are short yet accurately describe each page's content. If we head over to the permalinks settings and we enable the post name option, this will add a page or post title to the end of each URL. So it automatically will name each URL with your post title. For example, a contact page is most commonly titled contact or something very close to that. And with this setting enabled, WordPress is automatically going to generate the URL as yourdomain.com/contact. Oftentimes, websites will have URLs that end in a bunch of numbers or letters, and that doesn't help our user experience or search engines when they're trying to understand what a page is. We want our URLs to be short and concise. We'll also make sure pages are categorized in subfolders, establishing a hierarchy using the page attribute setting within WordPress. This setting allows us to set parent pages, which essentially means that this page will fall under whatever parent page we assign it to. For example, if you have a services page, it would be the parent page of each individual service that has its own page that branches out from it. This helps with organization and helps search engines understand the context of each page and where they come from. Search engines love content to be findable and well organized, therefore your site should have a clear structure. We can also add categories and tags to blog posts, which is equally as important, and it's a similar feature. Adding categories is pretty self-explanatory. It's just whatever general category that the blog post falls under, you would mark it as that. And then the tags are like more detailed descriptions of within that category what is being talked about, so specifics. Alright, so moving on, we now need to generate an XML sitemap. This is a specifically formatted file that lists every single page on your website. This will make it easy for search engines to find all your content. For this, we use the Yoast SEO plugin, which is an industry standard, and it'll generate your XML sitemap for us, which we then submit to Google and Bing. It's fairly simple. Think of this as handing Google a map to your website that shows them where everything is. After these tasks, your site should now be easily crawlable, and it's time to flesh out the content within your pages to give search engines as much relevant information as possible. This will start with the most important piece: quality, authoritative content that users will find value in. This content is the #1 driver of your search engine rankings, and there is no substitute for great content. This is especially true when doing SEO marketing. Quality content created specifically for your intended users is going to increase site traffic, which will improve your site's authority and relevance. So fine-tune your web writing skills and present yourself as an authority on the topic you're writing about. Once your content is on point, we're going to go in and establish a general keyword phrase for each navigation page. The keywords we choose will generally be broad with high competition, meaning lots of people search for them, and they're going to be difficult to rank for, but that's fine. These keywords are just to establish what your site and each page is about, but eventually you'll want to create landing pages that branch off from these keywords with more focused, area-based keywords, which we'll cover in our next video. To give you an example of how we establish and find a keyword for each page, let's take a look at our digital advertising service page on our website. Choosing the keyword for nav pages can oftentimes just be a common sense thing. For specific service pages like this one, the keyword is most often just going to be the service. So for this instance, the service page is about digital advertising. Our keyword is simply digital advertising. If you were to look at the contact page or the about page, the keyword is going to be contact and then your company name. So contact Elixir Web Marketing or about Elixir Web Marketing. It's really that simple. Once we have your keywords selected for each page, it's time to put it to use. We're going to want to use this keyword in places such as the end of your URL, the page's title, and organically spread out in the body paragraphs of a page. We'll also use the keyword on each page's meta title and meta description, which we edit through our Yoast SEO plugin. Title metadata is responsible for page titles displayed at the top of a browser window and as the headline within search engine results. It is the most important metadata on your page. The description metadata, however, is the textual description that shows up under the meta title in search results. This is essentially the description under the title that is supposed to be appealing and concise with the goal of encouraging people to enter. So as you can see, there's a lot of fields where we need to incorporate these keywords, and it can be a lot to keep track of. So we'll end up generating a spreadsheet with each page in its own row, and we have all the fields that need to be filled in their own columns, as you can see here. So we generate this spreadsheet, and then we can see everything that's missing and everything that needs to be filled in. And so your spreadsheet will initially start out something like this, with lots of empty columns and red text indicating that there's areas that need work. And when a spreadsheet is finalized, it'll look like something like this, completely filled out with keywords chosen and even titles and descriptions written. This is the type of SEO content that gives your search engine much more information to work with and rank your site. Images are also an important piece to SEO, as they can just as easily be found within search engines. They have their own fields that need filling in, such as an alt text, caption, or description, which we take care of as well. So wrapping things up for our last task, we want to make sure you're using use of links within your content to link users to other areas of your website whenever possible. So on a page, if you mention one of your blog posts or one of your service pages or the contact page, it's good habit to then link people to what you're talking about. This is going to help boost your page views, increases the time users spend on your site, and ultimately will improve the SEO score of your individual blog posts and pages. Believe it or not, one of the most common signals of authority are links. Search engines love seeing them. So in the future, whoever writes content for your site should get in the habit of linking to other relevant pages when possible. After all is said and done, folks, your site will now be filled with content and information for search engines and users to easily bite into. You're going to be on your way to ranking on top of searches in no time. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check out more of our videos to expand on SEO and all of your marketing needs.